so I know it's going to be a very special evening, especially in the hockey world this week. It's been, I guess, we're celebrating the end of a career. We talked about Gordie Howe, the end of life. We had a great year. Tonight we're celebrating the beginning. So, as you know, in life it's all about endings and beginnings, and I know tonight is going to be a very, very special night. Just before we introduce people for tonight's program, the Bayplex is built on the site of the Miners Forum. It was built by a hard work from a lot of miners, and a lot of the construction was paid for by the checkout. A lot of sweat and tears in building that Miners Forum. Today is Miners Memorial Day, and a lot of people paid a very dear price for the career in the mines of Cape Breton. So would you please rise and observe a moment's silence for the miners of the Bayplex.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Just like a real hockey game. Let's have a round of applause for Bria Kelly. Did a great job in the national anthem. We're going to break protocol here this evening just from the standpoint we've got a number of special speakers and we'll introduce them just before they speak. But on this side of the stage, we've got some people that are really involved in Logan Shaw's career. And first of all, we'd like to introduce his grandmother, Myrna Shaw. Gerard's parents, Gerard and Sandra Shaw. And Gerard's girlfriend, Kelsey McDonald. Or, excuse me, Logan's girlfriend. I guess that'll be on Facebook tomorrow. It's been an outstanding year for Logan Shaw, and there's no doubt about it, and everybody in Cape Breton has been watching each and every movement when he made it, first of all, to play in the East Coast League, then the American Hockey League, then the National Hockey League. One person is with us tonight, not on the stage, but knows what that's like, going from the minors and making it all the way up to the National Hockey League. We'd like to introduce him, Mr. Doug Sullivan, former National Hockey League player. Every game has to have a leadoff hitter, and our leadoff speaker tonight, I don't know if Harry McMullen used him as the leadoff runner because I don't know if he had that much speed playing for the Fire Department Cardinals. But he's our leadoff speaker tonight. He's your member of Parliament for Glace Bay. He's a friend of mine. He's done an outstanding job in Ottawa, and he still does, and he's here tonight, Mr. Roger Cuzner.
Thanks, folks. What a great night. This is pretty cool. I think the last time that we did celebrate an NHLer like this, Sully, I think it was after your first season. It was over at the Miners Forum, and I don't remember any stretch white cloths over the chairs over there. And listen, there's a message in that, boys. It's that space of time between NHLers should give us. We should take something from that. Let me share that we've got a lot of speakers tonight. Let me share two stories about Logie. And both of them come out of Ottawa. There was one year that Logan and my son Brad and Mitch O'Neill decided that they were going to do some training, very specific training. And I guess they would have been grade 9, or I think for Brad it was his first year, grade 9. Anyway, so they went up to Ottawa and they enrolled in this. It was a pretty intense program, and so Annette and Sandra and Lynn went up, and so the mums did, provided for them. They lived like kings for 6 weeks, but they worked their tails off with this particular training opportunity they had. The mums stayed in my apartment. Mark Eiking and I had shared an apartment. They stayed there, and we arranged for Jeff Regan's apartment to be used by the boys. So they sort of had the bachelor pad. And so it was pretty good. Like I said, about grade 9, so it was pretty cool to be that independent. Now, they thought they wanted to do something very special for the apartment, and they wanted to make a purchase. So, being the responsible, independent young guys that they were in their own apartment, they put their money together and they made this special purchase for the apartment, and they were pretty proud of themselves. I arrived. I had to go up about 2 weeks into the mission, and I said, "So you guys bought something, did you?" And Brad said, "Yeah." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Dad, it's a fart machine." Fart machine. That's and you're proud of your kids taking something on like that. But it was one of those ones that was battery operated and it had the remote control. And you never knew where the speaker was, and you never knew who had the remote control. So anyway, they had the machine, they had some fun with it and all that. So I was taking them up to the hill. It was later on in the evening, and I said, "Do you guys want to go up and have a look around the hill?" The boys hadn't been there before. So I took them up, and we were able to drive up, park the car. There's a special entrance for members. We walked in, me and the 3 boys. There were 2 young guards that were working the summer shift and didn't recognize me. They said, "Can I help you, sir?" I said, "My name is Roger Cuzner. I'm a member of Parliament. Do you have your PIN or, listen, sorry, I don't. Hang on one sec. I'll just check with the senior officer." So the senior officer came down, and I recognized him right away, and he said, "Mr. Cuzner," he said, "well, what can I do for you today? How's everything going?" And all you hear was, So I made the mistake of letting the boys know I wasn't happy. So as we walked through the hall, every time we went by somebody, it was like, and they'd all, I don't have it, so. Anyway, that was Logan, and Myrna, Logan does tell the worst jokes, doesn't he? He's the other thing we learned, and Lynn and I were talking about this the other night. At that time, the training regime that they were involved in at the time, they were very. It was very specific. They had to eat like 4,000 calories a day. Very specific. 3 chicken breasts. Each meal was laid out for them, and the mums cooked, and the boys ate, and what have you. So it was, the amount of work that they were putting in. It was important that they fueled their bodies. And Lynn said, what was striking at the time, no matter what was on the plate, what they were supposed to eat, Logan would sit down, and if it took him an hour to eat what was on the plate, he would sit at the table and he would finish what was on the plate while the other 2 pandas would be wrestling on the bed. But it was early on, we could sense, we knew early on that Logan had that discipline. He, from a young age, he trained like a pro. He carried himself like a pro. He had that, the boys around him knew that there was something special about Logan. Not just his talent, not just his ability, but the fact that he understood, he knew what it took to get to the next level. He knew what it took to improve as a player. And he was willing to do that, and he did that. Brad says, without question, he said, nobody deserves it more than Shazi. You don't get successful in this life. You don't get successful, or nobody succeeds, unless there are people around you that want you to succeed. And you know, we're very fortunate. Sandra and Gerard were, you know, great parents and great grandparents and, you know, great support system. We were very fortunate. Our boys came through the minor hockey system, and they all got different things out of it. But, you know, Brad was around that group with Greg O'Neill, Gerard, Ian McKinnon, you know, just great leaders, great mentors. Well, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But great men, and so they learned great life lessons. You know, if any parents, any hockey parents out there, if you ever question yourself, you know, we have challenges here in Glace Bay. If you ever question yourself, is Glace Bay a good place to, you know, to raise kids? You know, look over here. Just to close, Dave had mentioned Gordie Howe. We played a ton of road hockey down on South Street. Ross Bennett, a lot of you guys know Ross. I was about 8 years old when I found out that his name was Ross Bennett, because we get out on the road playing hockey, and he'd say, "I'm Gordie Howe." I was Dave Keon. But I think it's really cool that the kids in Glace Bay are going to be Logan Shaw. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Roger. All kidding aside, Roger and I used to joke that he used to hang around to carry my gear in at the Miners Forum when I played hockey, but the truth of the matter, he used to hang around to carry Cecil McQueen's gear in. Our next speaker has shown right out of the gate in his life in provincial politics that he's ready for the job. He's done an outstanding job as the Minister for Transportation and Infrastructure Renewal. He was a great athlete at Glace Bay High School here in Glace Bay, and he's still playing ball and doing an outstanding job. But it's a pleasure to introduce Mr. Jeff McClone.
Thank you, Dave, and good evening, everyone. This is certainly a special event for all of us, as Roger said. I'll touch on a few points that Roger had made as well, because I think it's very fitting for tonight. I do want to congratulate James Edwards and the entire Glace Bay Minor Hockey. This is a great, a special evening for all of us, and to be here to acknowledge Logie is a special opportunity for sure. So, round of applause. One of the things that we certainly all can understand here is that we truly don't, Roger mentioned about Glace Bay, we don't celebrate our accomplishments enough and the great things that we do. And you look at what Logie's done here over the last number of years, his entire career, but what he's done here, particularly as a pro, is a great thing. So to have that opportunity to get together and to look at what he's done and who he's become as a man is truly a special thing. So we're very lucky to be here to come together this evening. This is just, for me, it's about community pride and the fact that we do get to look at one young man in particular, but what he means in terms of the entire community and the inspiration. To sit in front of a TV, and I know that everyone in this room and many thousands of people here in Glace Bay and our surrounding areas did, to watch the Florida Panthers. And every time the screen shows number 48, you get this additional excitement. And I was driving Gerard crazy, texting him, just to say how overwhelming it was of a feeling to think that one of our kids from right here in our community has reached that echelon and is now an NHLer is a pretty amazing thing. But I've got to tell you, I've met Logie through Brad, through Roger, about 15 probably years ago or more. And for me, I say this from the bottom of my heart with Logan, the hockey side really is secondary. He's got one of the most tremendous characters of any young man, any person that I've met in a very long time in all my travels, just in terms of his integrity, his focus, his energy. He really is a gentleman, and that's something for someone at his age to be recognized to that extent, that he just truly is a real solid man, and that's outside of hockey, that's outside of anything else he does. To have him, when we were waiting this evening, to have him come into the room in the back and the way he carries himself, as Roger said, like a pro, He truly embodies all that it is to be a professional, and he's so good with kids. I've seen him do it many times over, and the fact that he appreciates where he's from and what he means to many of us here in the community is really a great thing. And of course, that goes with, in part and parcel with his love of hockey. And from the time that I've encountered Logie, it was always about how to get better, how to win, how to be a champion, and how to keep succeeding and getting stronger, which is certainly something that he's done over his entire life. And I had the opportunity one time to take Logie and Brad to Halifax for a hockey camp, and they were about 7, maybe 8 years old at this point. And I couldn't believe that every conversation, everything for the 5 hours was all based on skill and all based on getting better and what they were going to do and how they were going to do it. And that's a testament to who he is and who they are as boys and their entire group of friends that they traveled with together here around Glace Bay. So it isn't a surprise. It's certainly much deserved, the fact that he is an NHLer and that he's got a long career to go and he's inspiring many of us. So I do want to say that one thing that I would mention to the children, there's many kids here, many hockey players, boys and girls. Logan's not an NHLer because of his skill necessarily, and it isn't because of his size. He's the hardest worker of any pro, any NHLer that's there in the game today. He has earned this, and he's put his shoulder down, and he's done everything he had to do to get stronger. He listened to his coaches. He led and learned from his teammates and led by example, and that's the reason why he's here. It's an incredible thing that one man can be such an inspiration for so many people, and the fact that he's done this through hard work is a testament to all of us. And I think that he's a tremendous ambassador for our town, for our island, and he's an inspiration not only for the kids, but for myself even to know that those dreams are out there and you keep pushing and you keep working hard and you never give up. That's what Logan Shaw means to our community. That's certainly what he means to me, and it really is an incredible thing. It was so inspiring and so moving to see all the Shaw 48 shirts coming in here tonight. It's pretty incredible. To see Cecil McQueen in a Florida Panthers t-shirt in itself is quite a feat. It's the first time I've seen him without a Leafs jersey on, Cease. But in closing, I just want to say, Logan, you're an outstanding young man. You've done so much for us. What you do is for the love of the game of hockey, and you're in the right place, and I know you have a long career ahead of you. We couldn't be prouder, and know that every time you take the ice, anything you do, your entire community is behind you. We love you, and we're supportive of what you do. You've got a great family. You're a good man, and you deserve all the best things in this world. So congratulations. Keep it going, brother.
Logie. I always wanted to have one of those nicknames when I played hockey. They call me Slowpoke. Yeah, Root Bear, Dopey. You know. I can never get a name. Of course, I guess LeBlanc didn't that. Our next speaker is like the playing coach of his group. He's got a number of 12 people that he's involved with, and they're all busy every day and running the Cape Breton Regional Municipality. And he's going to introduce some of his players here this evening as well. I'd like to bring to the microphone His Worship, Mayor Cecil Clark.
Thank you very much, Dave. And this is a very great opportunity for me as mayor in this municipality, but I also am joined with our Deputy Mayor, George McDonald. Well, I would ask that Councillor Darrell Flynn, Councillor Kevin Sacre, and Councillor Eldon McDonald come forward while I just get prepped here to recognize Logan on behalf of the city and your community here. I just want to ask by show of hands, how many girls and boys play hockey here? Right. And you know what? You're good people. And I know you're good people because you have good parents and you've got good coaches and volunteers and good staff to keep these facilities operating, and they do it because they want you to have a good future. But also, as Jeff has said, good people get to do great things in life. And Logan Shaw is getting to do a great thing in life because of his passion and desire to excel at what he does, and that's hockey. But he's a citizen, and he's here tonight because he gives back. And he's also a shining example to each and every girl and boy. You can do whatever you want, whether it's hockey, whether it's medicine, whether it's arts, whatever your heart desires, to follow that passion like Logan Shaw has done. And you're providing that inspiration to our youth here, and there could be no greater gift back to your community, Logan. I would ask at this time we have a proclamation on behalf of the city. I would ask the Deputy Mayor if he would read this proclamation on behalf of myself and our colleagues from Council.
Mayor Cecil Clark and the CBRM Council present this plaque of recognition to Logan Shaw, member of the world's top professional hockey league, the Florida Panthers, recognizing his adaptation to the pace and higher skill level of pro hockey and instilling great honor and pride in his fellow Cape Bretoners for his hard work and determination. His worship and council hereby proclaim June 11th, 2016 as Logan Shaw Day in the Cape Breton Regional Municipality.
And Logan, if you could stay there. This is only the second opportunity I've ever had to do this as mayor, and it's a great opportunity indeed. And you know, we could have done this in brass, but he's already reached out and grabbed that brass ring. So we want to present Logan with the second ever only key to the city of the Cape Breton Regional Municipality, recognizing Logan Shaw Day. And coincidentally, it is a paperweight for your next contract.
Since we're making presentations at this time in the program, we have some presentations for the ladies who are on the stage. That's Logan's grandmother, Myrna, and Kelsey McDonald, Logan's girlfriend. We have some flowers. Also some flowers for Sandra, Logan's mother. Young ladies are all members of the Glace Bay Minor Hockey Association. At this time, we'd like to bring to the microphone someone who saw Logan play a lot in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Of course, he was an amateur scout with the Florida Panthers and one of the people responsible for Logan Shaw winding up in the Florida Panthers uniform, Mr. Paul Gallagher.
I'm a little short too, Dave, so I got to get it down here. As I drove down from Cole Harbour yesterday, the first thing that crossed my mind when I came over the causeway was, oh, thank goodness, I'm home again in Cape Breton. You know, I said, most importantly, I said, I wish I could get the microphone ahead of Roger Cuzner, but I knew that wasn't going to happen out here. Anyway, a number of years ago, for some of the older people in the audience, you may remember my dad, Bruce Gallagher, played with the Sydney Millionaires, and I think he was an enemy out here most of the time in Glace Bay. I called him and I said to him, I said, Dad, I finally made the National Hockey League. He said, well, congratulations, son, it's about time. There was a pause there. I was in my late 40s. But I made it as a National Hockey League scout in the National Hockey League. And I started my career with the St. Louis Blues to help build a team in St. Louis. And last time I checked, they've got a pretty good team right now. Next, I got a call from the Florida Panthers. My best friend is Jacques Martin, who's presently in the playoffs, who's one of the assistant coaches with Pittsburgh Penguins. And he said to me, listen, I want you to come to Florida. I said, and help me build a team here. He said, we need a lot of help. So I said, okay, fine. And that's how I ended up into the Florida Panthers. As an NHL hockey scout, I crossed the country from one end of it to the other, the U.S., traveling to college games in the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior League. So whenever I come to Cape Breton, to watch the Eagles play, so a few years back, as I sat there in the game with my dad, and as they always kid me when I come to Sydney, they said, I see you brought the real scout with you today, Paul. You brought your dad with you, now just about 91 years old. So as I watched the play take place, the game, and I saw this young man by the name of Shaw on the back of his jersey. So I watched him a couple times, and I said, I like something about this kid. So part of our job as an NHL hockey scout, and all you young minor hockey players should know this, is that not only am I looking for players that have good skill, but I'm looking for players that have got great character. We look for people that are highly skilled but low maintenance. I know that you'll open the door for your grandparent, give up your seat on the bus for somebody. That's the kind of people we're looking for, because that tells me you got great character. And as I checked this out about Logan in the community, he wouldn't know that I was checking this out. I even checked with the police to see that he was a good person in the community. So this is all part of the background as an NHL hockey scout, is besides just watching hockey games. One of the other things that I noticed about Logan was that no matter what the situation was, he always gave his best, whether they were up a goal or down a goal. So consequently, I decided to interview him before his draft. And when I did interview him, I was really impressed with his character. I knew he was well raised with his parents, his brother, his grandparents, and all his coaches and the people here in the community of Glace Bay. So I knew right away that when I came time to put my first list together in January, that this young man was going to be on my list as a draftee for the Florida Panthers. And it's interesting, when you go to the draft, and you'll be seeing it here in a couple weeks' time, is that when you sit at the table, you probably can't pick it up on TV, but there's a lot of action happening at the table. And a quick story before I get to Logan's story is that I think in 2009, one of Logan's teammates is a defenseman by the name of Dmitry Kulikov. He left home when he was 11 years old. Now, I'm not sure any of us would be too anxious in sending our children to somewhere 4 hours north of Moscow. He's a Russian, and he went to play hockey and lived somewhere 4 hours north. He came to the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League to enhance his skills. And when he did, he came over early to learn some French and to pick up English, because he did not speak any language in regards to North American. He had no idea what he was getting into. But his character, his play, everything that he had said to me, you know what? This player is a top 5 player in the National Hockey League draft for me. Long story short, I think we were the Florida Panthers were picking 14th that year. All you Montreal Canadian fans, I think you beat us out for that last playoff spot. And so as the draft went on, we got to position 10, position 11. Every team kept taking some other player. So I leaned over to my boss and I said, this Kulikov kid is still here. I said, we need this player. Our acting GM at the time was a guy by the name of Randy Sexton. And he looked at me and he said, Gallagher, you better be right. He said, because we're hearing stories that he's going to go play in the Russian KHL league. So if we're picking our first pick, and he doesn't end up playing in the National Hockey League with our team, it comes back on usually the scouts who are the first one to get the blame. So, but I had done a lot of background checking on him in Drummondville, Quebec, where he played. And so after position 13 went by, no one took him. I leaned over to my boss and I said, we need this guy now. Anyway, the Florida Panthers select Dmitry Kulikov. And when we went to training camp in September, this young man did what I thought he could do. He stepped in and he played and he made the National Hockey League, and he's still there as an 18-year-old kid. But the key is that you have to believe not only as a player in your ability, like Logan does, but even as a scout, you've got to believe in what you see. And I trusted, and I knew I did my background check on everything else, and I stepped up. And as we walked back to the hotel, my general manager, acting general manager, Mr. Sexton at the time, said, again, you have to be right here. And I was walking with an umbrella, and he said to me, "What's with the umbrella?" I said, "Well, it was raining on the way over. I borrowed it from the hotel, and the draft was in Montreal, so we're only a few blocks away." I said, "Besides," I said, if it doesn't work out," I said, "I'm on the 28th floor." I said, "I'm going to have to jump, so I want the umbrella." Draft day 2011. I think that's why somebody likes number 11. And anyway, again, we sat at the table as things were going through the draft. I leaned over to my boss again, and I said to him, "We need help on the right side." I said, "I want that Shaw kid right now." My boss is sort of funny at the table, despite all the chaos. He says, "You just want him because he's a Cape Bretoner." I said, "That too." So anyway, I told management at the time that when we selected Logan that I said, he's a 3 to 4 year project in my estimation. And I said, I think he'll really have a chance. I said, he has some things to learn. And a quick little story, when he was playing in the Quebec League, as you know, as he played in Cape Breton here, he eventually got traded to Patrick Roy and the Quebec Ramparts. So I go to watch him play now. He's our property, and he's in Moncton playing one night. And the game, they don't play very well in Moncton, the team, you know, and one of the Moncton defensemen held the puck in the corner one night, and then his buddy Gregorenko, he went in and peeled off left, and Shaw goes in and peels off right, and the defenseman still has the puck. And last time I checked, you know, you're supposed to take out the man if you're the first forechecker, right? You know. So anyway, the sense of humor, being Irish like I am, I go in to see Patrick Roy in Bathurst the next day. I said, "Patrick," I said, "here I am talking to the best goalie in the world." I said, "You got a new forechecking system here you're teaching these people in Quebec, or these players in Quebec, or what?" I noticed that Shaw and Gregorenko just peel left, peel right. Like, what kind of forecheck is this? "Don't worry," he says, "they saw the video this morning." Patrick was not happy. I was trying to test his sense of humor, but he didn't seem to have one. No. And from there, I watched Logan continue to progress every year. We come to our development camps. And then there was a time I said to him, I said, "You know what? It's time for you to come to Halifax, and I'm going to put you with two of the best trainers that I think in the country, and you're going to have an opportunity there. And you're going to live with my son, who was one of those people." And I said, "You're going to learn how to train." I said, "You don't know what pain is yet." And he thought he knew what pain was. I think Brad found out what pain was this week, Roger, by the way. And so he figured it out after the first week. He never realized how hard he was going to be pushed. I said, "If you train like this," I said, "finish your check." I said, "There's no doubt in my mind you'll have a chance to play in the National Hockey League." I said, "I really believe in you. I've always believed in you." And of course, this past winter, he got the call. And everybody down here was as happy as I was. So, and all the other scouts that we will sit around sometimes and have a pop after the game, and I will say, you know, we'll sit around and they'll always kid one another about, "Oh, you guys drafted this fella and drafted that guy, and he didn't finish playing." And so I was getting a lot of heat for about 3 years from 3 to 4 years from the other scouts about this Shaw kid, right? So finally, I got a phone call from the head scout here earlier this year when Logan got the call up. He says, "I've already called the other guys and told them that we have to eat a lot of crow, and Al Gallagher was right." So anyway, it was nice to have the last laugh. So anyway, Logan, I know you're going to work hard. You know that the time is your time now, and you know you got to keep pushing yourself, and I know you will. And I'm really proud of the fact that I was a part of the selection committee along with our other scouts with the Florida Panthers, and that we've made the right choice. And I think with a lot of determination on Logan's part, he's going to have a successful career. Thanks very much.
Paul, I wonder if you've got the list there. There's a guy in the Huff and Puff League this year. I think he's really looks good. He's from McKay's Corner, Rudy McDougall. Is his name on the list?
Once you're over 26, you don't qualify.
Oh, okay. 26. But he had a good minor hockey career. And speaking of minor hockey, we'd like to bring to the microphone now the man who was the chairman of the Nova Scotia Minor Hockey Council, because remember, Logan Shaw did come up through minor hockey in Nova Scotia. He's also on the National Board of Minor Hockey, Mr. Brad McKinley.
Thank you, Dave. It's a hard act to follow, following Roger and Jeff and the mayor. But Hockey Nova Scotia, we want to congratulate Logan on his success. And every young hockey player, when they enter the minor hockey system, their wishes are and dreams are to play in the NHL. And Logan has accomplished that. Minor hockey players, through the systems, it becomes a character builder, you develop your social skills, and Logan has surpassed that. As you know, he's an ambassador for the game, he's an ambassador for representing Glace Bay, and we with Hockey Nova Scotia feel he's an ambassador for the province, representing all of hockey and all of the kids. So on behalf of Hockey Nova Scotia, Logan, we'd like to congratulate you and wish you all the success in the future with your Florida Panthers team.
Thank you very much, Brad. Our next speaker, when the Miners Forum was here, and he's probably played here in Old Timers hockey, he was no stranger to the corners. He had many battles in the Miners Forum against the guys from the Bay when he come here with the Cape Breton Post Bombers and whatever team was even in senior hockey. And of course, was assistant coach with the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, now a scout with them. And once again, is a good friend of mine and a good friend, I think, of everybody who's engaged in the battle of hockey here in Cape Breton. We're talking about the Bearcat, Mr. Blair Joseph.
Thank you. This is an honor to be on the stage with such a distinguished group. All the politicians, I kind of feel like Donald Trump, to tell you the truth. On behalf of the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles and myself, I'd like to congratulate Logan for reaching every little hockey player's dream, becoming an NHL player. I got everything written down, so I'm going to be looking up in that, but I was telling my lovely wife over there that I'm scared to read because I got to keep my head down, and you don't do that in the Glace Bay forums. So anyhow, personally, I just got back from the Quebec Major League draft with the Eagles in Charlottetown on the weekend. And after our 15 picks, we have a meet and greet with all the parents and the players. And I was looking around the room, and like some of our guys were fairly good size. We had a goaltender, 6'3", our first pick overall. He was very impressive. But anyhow, I was looking at some of the other guys. My God, some were small. There wasn't much to them. And I said to myself, if they make the team this year, they're going to be in trouble. So then I had a flashback, and I was thinking about, in 2008, I seen these two guys walking through the parking lot towards Sydney Forum. One was a long drink of water, and the other guy was 5'0". And you know who they were, Logan Shaw and Brad Cousineau. And they certainly turned out pretty good, wouldn't you say? Before I go any further, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Brad Cousineau. You know, there's a kid that had a great junior career with the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles and the Halifax Mooseheads. Then he went on to play university hockey, which is a very high level, with the St. FX X-Men. And he was in Halifax in the national tournament, and he starred up there. You know, the kid is he's only small. There's not much to him, but he got a heart of a lion. Thank God he takes after his mother, Lynn. Now the man of the hour, Logan Shaw. What I remember most about Logan was his natural skating stride and his slap shot. Was his work ethic on the ice and in school. After a regular hour and a half practice, we would have an optional session for about 10 minutes or so. Defense on one end, centermen at the dots practicing their face-offs, wingers taking on their shots and their passing, and just having everybody having fun. It was an optional thing for 10 minutes. Logan would grab a hold of me, And he said, okay, Bearcat, we're going to work on something different today. I said, hey, who's the coach here? He always wanted to be a coach, right, Logan? So anyhow, we practiced, his stick work, chip-ins in front of the net, wrist shots, puck control in small areas. But whatever it took to make his game better, it was something he felt he had to get better at, and that's why he did it. Logan's motto, it's easy to do all the skills that you're good at, but if you want to improve, do the skills that you have to get better at. And that's a very good lesson for all you young hockey players out there. Logan's career next moved after 3 seasons with the Eagles. He was traded to a bigger stage, no bigger than Quebec City, where the NHL rink awaited him, seating a capacity of 18,000, with legendary posters of Guy Lafleur, Jean Beliveau hanging from the rafters. The trade almost didn't happen. I remember we were on the road, Logan, and I think the last hour of the deadline, that's when he was traded. Quebec Northeast coach at the time was no other than the Hall of Famer Patrick Roy. Logan's trade not only made him a better hockey player, but a better man, having the experience living on his own in a French community environment. To me, that was a game changer for Logan and for him becoming a pro hockey player. When he was in San Antonio, Texas, in the AHL, I ran into his mother, Sandra, and I asked her how Logan was doing. And like all moms, she was worried about everything but hockey. Logan's living in an apartment with 30-year-old hockey players. How's he eating? How's he sleeping? How's he acting? Maybe he should have went the university route. And I remember telling Sandra, he's paying his dues now to someday sign an NHL contract. And Sandra just smiled at me. Then I bumped into his dad, Gerard, and he had a different outlook. I asked him pretty well the same question, how's Logan doing? Gerard replied, great. As a matter of fact, I think I'm getting a tryout with the team myself. I said, Gerard, you're 20 years too late. Well, folks, the rest is history. Logan signed the NHL contract, and what do you give a guy that's just signed an NHL contract? The Eagles want to give him something. So we gave him an Eagles golf shirt with a 20-year logo on it saying, once an Eagle, always an Eagle. Logan, it was an honor for me and for all the other coaches that were involved with you to work with you. You were always not only a great hockey player, a great person, and you always showed us respect. Anytime we went to you and any kind of help, you were always there for us. And we always appreciate that. And I'm so happy that you're doing so well. Congratulations.
Thank you, Blair. At this time, we're going high-tech. I believe we're going to Florida, wherever Gerard Gallant is, the head coach of the Florida Panthers. And we have a message from Gerard for Logan Shaw.
Hello, Coach Gallant here. I'd like to say hello to Logan's family and friends tonight in Cape Breton. Also to Logan, congratulations on a great start to your National Hockey League career. I know you're all very proud of Logan, and I'm also very proud of Logan. He's had a great season. Logan started out his career the right way. I mean, he went to the minors for 3 seasons. He played hard down there. He learned the game of hockey very good, and he developed into a very good hockey player. And when we called him up this season, he did an outstanding job. He played in my first line. He played in my fourth line. He played in penalty kill. He played some power play time. And, it's all credit to him. He worked very hard in the minor leagues to get to where he's at today. And I'm sure he's going to have a very long and successful career. So, Logan, have a great time tonight. Good luck. And we're all very proud of you.
It's always good to hear those former Detroit Red Wing players on video. At this time, I'd like to call to the microphone the president of the Glace Bay Minor Hockey Association, Mr. James Edwards.
Thank you, Dave. It's nice to see everybody here. It's a real privilege for me to be standing here as president of minor hockey tonight on such an occasion. I wanted to thank our platform guests, everybody for participating. It's been a real class act for a class act. I'm sure you agree. Thank you to the Shaw family for participating as well. We've had a lot of fun at minor hockey the last I almost said the last couple of weeks, but really this event's been in the planning stages since last October, actually. But we couldn't bring it together because Logan just kept on playing hockey and he couldn't get home. So we thought it'd be a good idea if we were going to honor Logan that he'd be here. So the way it worked out, Florida went on a great run there in the spring, and so between Gerard and I and some other folks involved, we set today as the date. And I'm really very happy to see all of the minor hockey crowd here. And you know what? It occurs to me that there may be some in the audience who would have been playing in Glace Bay minor hockey at the same time as Logan. I would think that you left minor hockey somewhere around 2007. So if you were to do the math, 9 years, if we had a novice or a tots player here, he's still here. So Logan may have been playing with some of you, and so we're very proud of that fact too. And we're very proud of the fact that Logan has persevered through the years. You know, when I was looking at, for the last couple of weeks, I've been writing buzzwords down because I knew I'd be asked to say a few words. And when you get a microphone after the likes of Roger Cosner or Jeff McClellan and or the mayor or any of the other speakers here, you know that just about everything's that could be said as far as accolades are concerned about our special guest would have been said, and I was right. But when I was looking at what I could say in my speech, my wife Paula said, well, all you can talk about is minor hockey. And so that's what I wanted to do. And I was inspired today when I got an email from one of Logan's former teammates, but I'll get to that shortly. I remember watching Logan through the years in novice and tots and Adam and Pee Wee. He was an elite player playing with, we mentioned Brad Cosner and Mitch O'Neill, Jordan Kennedy was a goaltender. All of these guys turned out to be quality hockey players, and I'll tell you my theory on that in a second. There's also, you know, and I'm sorry for naming names because you always miss somebody when you name names, don't you? But there was a great group there, Garrett Trucker, Devin Somerton, Brett McKinnon. At least we forget Brett, who's making his way in the world in the golf game. We're very proud of that fact as well. Well, you know what? It comes to development and coaching, and all through Logan's life, his early life, he had great coaching. And I have no problem saying that with Gerard, with his father Gerard as a coach, Greg O'Neill as a coach, Ian McKinnon, all of these kids were pointed in the right direction from a very early age. We in minor hockey, we still look toward the development game, and we're trying to inspire our kids all the time through on ice, off ice, nutrition, and the like. There's no greater inspiration than right here. There's your inspiration. When you see a kid who was playing on this ice surface some 10 years ago or less, now he's playing in the greatest hockey league in the world. How good is that? Let's face it. So, thank you. How good is that for development for other kids? But so, in keeping with the spirit of the program, I gave thanks to our platform guests and the like. This took a little bit of work to put together. I wanted to thank the minor hockey executive as well. Everybody pitched in here to make this event a success tonight. I want to give a shout out to two of our biggest fans, people who come to the rink on a regular basis, and I'm sure Logan and Gerard and Roger, everybody will agree. There's a couple of guys sitting in the front row here who are supporters of minor hockey to the core. And I really want to acknowledge them tonight. Mr. Cecil McQueen and Turk Stewart are here. They have been following minor hockey and hockey in Glace Bay forever. There's no kidding. It was really, really nice to see you gentlemen here. Without further ado, we do have a couple of presentations to make to Logan. I'm cueing Brian O'Neill. On behalf, and who's that with him? Robbie Sinclair is there, and Robin Barrett, all executive members of Glace Bay Minor Hockey. We're very proud of your accomplishments, Logan. We wish you continued success. Your entire community is in your corner, and whenever you come home, be sure to take your skates, because we'd love to have you on the ice with our kids, and I know you will do that too. But so on behalf of Glace Bay Minor Hockey and our friends throughout the Glace Bay minor hockey world, we'd like to make this presentation to Logan. It's I guess we have to come over this side now, Logan. But you can see it's a Glace Bay Minor Hockey jersey, number 11. There's some photos on there of Logan through his playing career. It's a real keepsake. I'll leave it to Logan as to whether he wants to take it home, or we would be proud to hang it in the Bayplex as a memento of his accomplishments as well. But this is one presentation we want to make to you, Logan. Congratulations. Okay, I got one more presentation for you, okay? But we're not done. Now I'm cueing Kenny Tracy. Okay, and Sean Burke, very good. And Mitch O'Neill is there too. Gerard, do you want to go down to the end of the rink there? Sandy, you want to go too? Yeah, you go ahead. You can tell how rehearsed we are here, right? What we've decided to do, all through Logan's minor hockey career, now I know that he wears number 48 now for the Florida Panthers, but all through his minor hockey career, he was number 11. So we at Glace Bay Minor Hockey are going to raise a banner in Logan's, just to commemorate Logan's minor hockey days in Glace Bay. Ken, if you would, please, sir. This will hang in the Bayplex forever. And when we're ready to raise that, Sean, if you would, please. So you can see the years, 1997 to 2007. So it's not that long that Logan was playing minor hockey. And that will hang here forever. Yep. We have another commemorative gift presented to Logan from Mel Bryden from Mel's This and That. But I'm looking for my friend Angel. Oh, there we go. Very good. Okay. We have another gift for you here as well, Logan. And a Glace Bay minor hockey player presenting it. So I could go on and on and on, but I just wanted to make another, just one other small little announcement there. I mentioned Turk Stewart and Cecil McQueen. My good friend Doug Solomon is sitting in the audience as well. We've already recognized him there, but so we're just wanted to thank Doug for coming as well. So would you like me to continue talking, or would you like to hear from Logan? Okay, very good. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Logan, if you would, please, sir. I'll read it with you. I told you earlier that I got an email that inspired me to write my speech for today, and I forgot to read the email. If I could just have 30 more seconds of your time, Logan will appreciate this as well. It's no fluke. It's no fluke that Logan has made it this far and has had this amount of success. His dedication and determination to becoming a better player is part of his everyday life. His work ethic in the gym and his ability to push through pain, knowing that it will make him a better player, is exceptional. I'm so lucky to call him my best friend. Over the past few years, he has not only been a great friend, but he has been also become my idol. This summer, as I train with him, he is my mentor. Watching the way he approaches his everyday life proves that hard work and determination definitely pays off. And that's from, congratulations, Logan, from Brad Kusner. There you go, Logan.
Thank you very much, everyone. I apologize if I get emotional throughout any of this. This is pretty special for me and my family to have all this support from home. Just to have everyone here on this stage and be able to stand up here on this stage in front of my family, my friends, and everyone from Cape Breton and Glace Bay that does support me. And it means, from the bottom of my heart, it means the world to me. And you know, with what I've done over the last couple of years, it's not just through work and training and skill and hockey. It's come from the support from back home that really pushes me to make myself better and to help each one of my teammates out as a better person, as each and every one of you guys would do for me. And to have all this recognition, it means a lot. But I like to share it with all you guys. That's why I like to have the jersey's nice up there, but it's nice for you guys to see, for the kids to see that their dreams can come true with just a little bit of work. And this year was a roller coaster year for me. I was sent down to the American League from the National Hockey League 5 times. I've had a lot of people say even tonight that I'm an NHLer. The way I'd like to look at it is I've played in the NHL. I'm not quite an NHLer yet. There's still a lot of work to do, and it's more for the kids that you can never be satisfied with where you are. You always have to work harder and keep pushing yourself. And someday I'd like to call myself an NHLer, but right now I just want to say that I played in the NHL, and I'm going to try to do my best to keep playing in the NHL. And a lot of that, me being the NHL, has a lot to do with the support that I get from Cape Breton and Glace Bay and even Nova Scotia. I mean, you know, it goes a long way. And behind the scenes with family and Kelsey, it's, you know, people don't see half the stuff. And for them to have your guys' support as well, it really does go a long way. And, well, I think my development really took off. You know, I was talking earlier and behind the bleachers there that when I might have been, it was less than 10 years ago now, but my development really took off when I played in the family division at the Jason Simmons for Cecil, Rudy, and Ronnie. Ever since then, it was just uphill. But after Paul scouted me at the Simmons, you know, my draft took place in Minnesota, and you know, I was very privileged to go third round to the Florida Panthers, and I remember walking down. At first, I didn't even hear which team it was. I was just so excited that I was drafted. And I got down to the table, and I got to meet Dale Talon as my first one. He was the general manager of the team at the time. And the first thing he said to me was, you know what, just go talk to Paul. No one else understands you guys. But just to thank everyone for putting this event on. You know, I don't get to spend a whole lot of time in Cape Breton, but when I do, it's the best time of the year. It's, you know, it's hockey's over, it's summertime, but it's home. And to have all the friends and family that I do meet me here, and supporters that I do just across the Canso Causeway, it's the best feeling in the world. And, you know, to come home and to see friends and family that, you know, you may not have seen in a while, and teammates that you've played with 15 years ago, and kids come up to you, and just to talk to kids about what they're doing, you know, what you're going to play road hockey this afternoon, just little things like that, it goes a long way and just makes you feel comfortable, and it brings you back to your roots. And everyone in Cape Breton deserves what they get. No one's really handed anything being from where we are. And, you know, I've said it numerous times that you have to be proud of where you come from, and especially us, because, you know, we work hard for every single thing that we get. And, you know, that's kudos to us. I mean, I don't have much written down, but it's, you know, I want to thank my brother as well, who couldn't be here today. He's out in Alberta with his family. And as for the kids, going into men, playing minor hockey, I think it was 8 years ago that I played in the Bayplex as a minor hockey kid. And, you know, you never forget it, all the teammates and friends that you've made along the way. I think every second year I played minor hockey, we went to provincials, and that was because we had a good team and good coaching, yes, but also because of how much fun we had in the dressing room and how much fun we had on the ice. You know, it wasn't just about the team that we put together; it was about the friendships that we made and how much fun we had. And for you guys, I think it goes a long way just to enjoy the game and to play the game because you want to play the game. And you just every day you come to the rink, just try to get better. Try to better yourself. And even if you're not at the rink, outside the rink, just try to be a better person and make yourself a better human being. And I think that goes a long way, and you earn respect from every individual that you'll run into, as long as you're being the best person that you can be. And for me, I just want to thank, you know, everyone from the bottom of my heart, especially family, Kelsey, and everyone else for being here, and all of you guys, the Glace Bay Minor Hockey Organization, for putting this event on for me. We all appreciate it, and I really appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you very much.
The evening isn't over. Logan is going to be involved in an autograph session down to my right. And a little later on tonight at 9 o'clock, there's a dance in the community hall with the Aaron McDonald Band.
Yes. Everybody come.
Yeah, come on, come on. Once again, thank you very much for coming out. Again, the program is not over. Thank you.
Yeah, your father don't, but your father remembers me. Good and bad. I wouldn't miss a hug.
Pretty faces, mother.
Yeah, I watch on TV. Wow, it's in your father's slap shot. Thank you. Best of luck.
Number 10, baby.